All right. Once again, good evening, everybody. So this is what we would be doing. We'll quickly introduce us to a freelance. Generally, what freelance is, because over time, in the group and the community, Portfolio 9, a lot of persons have been asking, what is freelance? I want to learn everything about freelance. What are the skills that can be done or that can be sold in freelance? Okay. Today we'll quickly cover the basics of everything that we need to know, and that is why we tag this the fundamentals of freelancing. Before I continue, please, if you could hear me, just indicate that you can hear me so that I'm sure I'm not speaking to myself. If anybody can hear me, could you indicate that you can hear me?
I can hear you.
And
I can hear you, sir.
And can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes, I
great.
can hear you.
All right, thank you. So let's continue then. You might be wondering who is it at the back end that is speaking to us. This is a trainer, Natu Pius Marcellino by name. I'm a serial entrepreneur, business consultant, I'm a businessman, a digital marketing strategist, a coach, a trainer, and a freelancer, most of all. Okay, so I'll be your guide for tonight's training. And what exactly would we be doing here? We'll be introducing us to the general freelancing, okay? When we talk about freelancing, what exactly do we mean? Simply put, freelancing is the art of exchanging a skill set, usually a digital skill, for a pay. Okay, what do we mean by that exactly? I teach that everybody has a skill, all right? And in my master class, I used to tell participants that even if all you know how to do is to pick up your phone and chat from morning till evening, it is a skill, all right? But the difference is that you do not know how to monetize the skill, all right? There are people who actually get paid just by chatting on their phone, and I am not exaggerating. I have colleagues who do that. They chat on phones on a particular group, which I will be introducing some of us to, hopefully by the end of this class. Okay, all they do is they chat and chat and chat for hours, and at the end they get paid. And the exciting thing about getting paid is not that they just get paid, but they get paid in dollars. That is the good thing about freelance. Okay, so we also say that freelancing can be done as a side hustle. Okay, if you're a 9-to-5 worker, okay, it can be done as a side hustle. If you're a student in the university, it can be done as a side hustle. Even if you don't have a certificate at all, it can be done as a side hustle. Okay, so anybody can actually freelance. All right, it can also be done as a part-time or a full-time hustle. All right, presently I am a full-time freelancer. Okay, I basically work from anywhere I am. All right, some months ago, as at December, I was in Lagos. Okay, and I was working right from my bedroom. And presently, I'm speaking to you from Orca, Unizik precisely, and I'm still working from where I am. So this is the freedom that freelance actually gives you. It gives you the benefit to work from anywhere. You are not tied down by some building called office. Neither are you, subjected to just one person, where you go to the office every morning to sign in or clock in and to register yourself to say, yes, sir, I came to work. No, wherever you are. You can even be in the comfort of your toilet with your phone or your laptop and you're working. Okay, that is the exciting thing about freelance. All right. Another thing I want to quickly look at is still on the topic Introduction to Freelance. We say that freelance can be done remotely or in person. Okay, as a client may deem fit. Some clients can decide that they don't need your physical presence. Therefore, you can allow me to expand this so that we can all see clearly. Just give me a few moments because it appears some of us are not seeing this clearly. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm assuming everybody can see what I'm reading out, right? Hello? Are we together?
Yes, we are.
All right. Just need to confirm that. So I said that freelance could be done remotely or in person as a client may deem fit, because you're not working on your own, okay? Even though you are not reporting to an office, okay? Some clients may decide that they want to see you in the office, even as a freelancer, all right? So you can either work in the comfort of your zone, in the comfort of your room, that is called remote work, or you work in a particular confinement, which is called an office. It all depends on your client. But particularly for me, I encourage remote freelancing because it gives you the benefit of working with more than one person at the same time. And of course, to work with more than one person simply means you're making more money. You're not tied down by your particular person whom you're working for. All right. Another thing we need to know is that the most common type of freelancing is the remote freelancing, which requires a freelancer to sign up on a freelancing site, okay? And this site varies in their scope and in their operation, but all of them have the same goal. And what is the goal? To solve a client's need with a required skill set, all right? So one thing you need to understand is you can only freelance when you have a skill. And I already made us understand from the beginning of this lecture or this training that every single person has a skill. It all depends on how you are able to either develop that skill. If all you do is chatting, you can develop that chatting skill into a customer service skill, so that instead of just going on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all the rest of the social platforms, instead of just going there to while away your time, you can actually convert that skill into something that you could be paid for. All right. A typical example is you developing that skill into what is referred to as a customer service skill. And you don't really need to go to Harvard University to become a customer service. Okay. I'll basically, at the end of this session, which is the bonus I promised, I'll be showing us how we can actually learn some of this skill, and not just learning this skill, you can actually get certified on this skill so that you can present these certificates as part of your resume or your CVs if that is what you want. All right. So lastly, we say diversification of skill is allowed and is in fact encouraged. That is the good thing about freelancing. For those of us who are 9-to-5 job workers or employees, we are either confined to a particular skill set. So such that if you work in the bank, the only thing you're expected to do is to either count money or probably attend to people coming in, or whatever it is that is the duty or the role that you have been given as someone who is employed in a bank. All right. But as a freelancer, you can actually be working as an accountant, and at the same time, you're working as a customer service for another client. At the same time, you're working as a digital marketer for a different client. Okay. You can even take it as far as getting these jobs such that you are not even going to be the one to do the job, but you get the job, look for people who can do the job, get them to do that job. They submit the job to you, you submit the job to your client, and then your client pays you. You pay off the person who has done the job. Everybody is on the good side. You get your cut, they get their cut, your client is happy, and everybody is smiling. Okay, that is the good thing about freelancing. Freelancing allows for diversification, such that you can be working for 3, 4, 5, 6 clients at the same time. But you must know that there's a caveat to this. For every job you take as a freelancer, the goal is to deliver. You must deliver satisfactorily, so as to avoid what we refer to as negative remark. Because once you get a negative remark in freelancing, no client will want to work with you again. All right. So you want to ensure that every job that you get as a freelancer, you deliver satisfactorily on that job. All right. So that said, let's quickly look at what the pros of freelancing are. Okay. When we say pros, we mean what are the advantages? What are the merits of being a freelancer? Sorry, what did you say?
It's quite small. I can't see the screen.
Did you say you can?
Yeah, it's quite small.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, perfect. So let's just quickly continue. Do me a favor by muting your mic so that we don't hear any echo at the background. So what are the pros of freelancing? And like I said when we talk about pros, we are referring to advantages, we are referring to merits. That is the good side of being a freelancer. What are they? The first one, like I already made mention of, is independence. You are not submissive. In a sense, you are not submissive, or you are not confined to just one person. Like I explained before this very slide, I said you can actually work for multiple clients at the same time. And of course, that means to work for multiple clients simply means you're making more money. That is what it basically implies. All right. Another pro of freelancing is the freedom of choice of clients. Okay. The freedom of choice of clients. What does that mean? It simply means as a freelancer, you will be in the position of the boss. You determine who you want to work with and who you don't want to work with. Unlike the regular 9-to-5 job, where you don't have a choice than to do what you are asked to do, because a company or whoever it is that employed you is going to pay you at the end of the month. Okay, but as a freelancer, it doesn't work that way. As a freelancer, you can send me a job. I look at the job and I say, no, I am not working. That is the freedom of choice that we have as a freelancer, and that is the freedom of choice of working with clients. Okay, you can decide which clients you want to work with and which clients you don't want to work with. All right. So the next pro of freelancing, or the next advantage of freelancing, is that you determine what you earn. All right. You determine what you earn, meaning I can look at a project and I tell you, you will pay me $10 per hour for this project. And if you're not comfortable with it, then I'm not going to work with you. It's that real. It's that true. It's that exciting. You tell your client, this is what I want to get paid for this work. And of course, the higher you go in freelancing, when I mean the higher you go in freelancing, it means the more value you are able to offer in freelancing, the more money you are able to charge. Okay, and the depth of knowledge that you have in your area of expertise will also determine the amount of money that you will charge a client. So for you to charge more in freelancing, it means you must have delivered more so that clients know that you are a person of value. Another thing we need to know about freelancing, which is an advantage of freelancing, is it gives you the freedom to work from anywhere as agreed with a client. When I mean as agreed with a client, it basically means two things, or one of two things. It's either the client allows you to work remotely, which is the most common type of freelancing, or the client might insist that you come to a particular location to guide them or to do a particular work for them. Either ways, it somehow ties to what you and your client agrees. Presently, as I'm speaking to you, I basically have two clients that I'm working with, and both of them are citizens of the US. Okay, so I don't need to travel all the way to the US before I can work for them. I am presently in Nigeria, just like I told you from the beginning of this lecture. In fact, I'm far away in the East, where I am still doing the work for this American clients. So that is the freedom that freelancing gives you, the freedom to work from anywhere. Please, if your mic is on, kindly mute your mic. I could hear some noise at the background. The next advantage of freelance, I could hear some noise at the background. Kindly mute your mic so that I don't get to kick you out of the training, please. Another advantage of freelance is the freedom to work for multiple clients simultaneously. Okay, we already talked about this, so I wouldn't want to dwell so much on it again. The next advantage is exposure. Exposure. All right. I could hear some noise at the background. Sorry, excuse me. Let me check who this person is that is disturbing my training. Please kindly mute yourself. You're disturbing. All right. So we return back to the slide. So we said the next advantage of freelance is the exposure it gives you. Okay. One of the good things about freelance is, as a freelancer, you might work as a freelancer with an organization or with an individual brand or with an enterprise, a large enterprise, or even with a small business or even with a startup company. All right. It all depends on who you choose to work with. However, if you are working with an organization, for instance, it means that you will be working with multiple people as a team. And as you work with various people or various persons in a team, it exposes you to even more skill. All right. As I'm speaking to you presently, I've had the privilege of working with people who I have never imagined that I could even meet, just by the virtue of working as a freelancer. All right. I work with a particular team comprising of different people from different walks of life. Some of my teammates are from Philippines, some are from the US, some are from Brazil, and the rest of them. So this is the exposure that freelance actually gives you. And it even helps you to make friends from other countries, such that if eventually tomorrow you want to travel out of the country, you already have people outside the country that you can actually relate with very easily. This is some of the advantage of freelancing. Another thing that freelancing can offer you as an advantage is the freedom to diversify and earn. Already mentioned this, that as a freelancer, you can actually, multitask. You can work as an accountant. At the same time, you're working as a social media manager. At the same time, you're working as a proofreader, okay? Even as a data entry specialist at the same time, all right? Without even having to be in a particular place or confined in a particular location. And the more clients that you get to work with, the more money that you get to earn. That is the good thing with freelancing. And the last pro I want to introduce us to in freelancing is the flexibility of the modus operandi of the work. Okay, flexibility here simply means you can either choose to take freelancing as a side hustle because of the time. Okay, some persons are usually busy during the day, so for those kind of person, you can decide to take up freelancing job that only allows you to work at night. Okay, or you can decide to take it up as a part-time or full-time job. You can decide to take it up as just a weekend also. All right, it all depends on your choice. That is that for freelancing. Now we move to the cons of freelancing. What I mean by cons of freelancing is the disadvantage of freelancing. Okay, as we all know that everything that has an advantage also has a disadvantage. So what are the disadvantages that exist as a freelancer or that exist in freelancing? One of the disadvantages of freelancing is that there is no fixed salary. Okay, this is one of the big disadvantages of freelancing. There is no fixed salary. What do I mean by that? It means that for you to get paid, you need to look for clients. Okay, you need to work with clients. In other words, if for any reason or at any point in time you do not have a client that you are working with, then it means you're not going to get paid. And in freelancing, there is nothing like a salary payment. Okay, the best you can get in freelancing is either you are being paid per hour. Okay, you are being paid per hour, or you are being paid what is called a wage, that is per week. But you can as well decide that you want to get paid at the end of the project that you are doing. But rarely do freelancers get paid as salary earners. Okay, so that is the structure of freelancing, and that is a disadvantage, such that if you don't get to work for a whole month, you might not get to earn for the whole of that month. All right. Another disadvantage of freelancing is the lack of extra benefits. Okay, like HMOs, leave allowance, and the rest of them. All right. Unlike your regular company jobs, where you are entitled to some HMOs, you are entitled to leave allowance and stuffs like that. As a freelancer, you might not get to enjoy some of these packages because you are basically a boss of your own. So if you need an HMO, it means that you will need to register for an HMO from the money you're making as a freelancer. Okay, and that is like a burden for you. All right, as compared to somebody who is earning as a salary earner. But if you get to weigh the advantage and disadvantage, you will discover that over time it's not really a burden. Okay, there are some freelancing jobs, however, that you may be entitled to an HMO and you may be entitled to leave allowance. It all depends on if you get a job, a freelancing job with an organization, maybe a big organization or something of sort. All right. And the next thing that you want to look at as a disadvantage of freelancing is that taxes will be paid by you. Okay. If there are any tax at all that is levied on the job that you're doing, it means that you will be the one to bear the burden of the tax. But the reality is, since I started working as a freelancer, I'm not advocating to be I'm not advocating to not to be loyal to your country, okay? But the reality is what I'm going to share with you. There's nothing to hide here. Since I started working as a freelancer, I have never paid tax as a freelancer. So if the government will eventually bring up such idea in the future, I don't know. But presently, there is no tax levied on freelancers, all right? Another disadvantage is you will be the one to source for clients. As a freelancer, sometimes it's possible that clients will come to you. Probably the client that you have worked for, and they are happy with the work, or they are satisfied with the kind of job you performed, or that the kind of job you delivered in the past. They might come back again to work with you and give you an offer. All right. But most of the time, you will always be the one to look out for clients. All right. That is why it is advisable that as a freelancer, when you work with a particular client, even if it is the first time of your working, no matter the amount that you're charging the client, always do something. And that is what? Over-deliver. Because when you over-deliver and a client is extremely happy with the job you have done, they would always be tempted or cajoled or be happy to return to work with you again. So a disadvantage in freelancing is that you will always be the one to look out for clients. And if you don't get to see any clients, it means you will not get to earn. All right. Another disadvantage of freelancing is the inability to have a retained client. Like I just explained in the previous point, that if for any reason a client is not happy with the job you have done, it simply means there is no way you can convince the client to come back and work with you again. So you want to avoid that. And when you have multiple clients who are not happy with the job that you offer them, with the execution of your job, then it means you'll be losing clients. And where you cannot retain a client, it means you always have to go about sourcing and looking for which other clients to work for. All right. So the next disadvantage is you are responsible for all your expenses as a business, because freelancing typically is a business of its own. Some persons even have their own freelancing business registered. That is, they have a CAC registration for their freelancing business. Okay. Some run a freelancing business as an agency. It all boils down to what you as an individual want to do as a freelancer. All right. So every expenses that you would acquire as a freelancer, whether it has to do with traveling expenses, whether it has to do with health expenses, whether it has to do with vacation expenses, you will bear that expense yourself as a freelancer, because as a freelancer, you are actually in a business for yourself. Okay. Another disadvantage, some of these disadvantages to some persons are necessarily not even disadvantage if you look at them clearly. Okay. But it is something that you just need to take cognizance of. Another disadvantage of freelancing is that there is no steady cash flow. In other words, the cash flow is in a way very unsteady. Okay. If you are lucky, you might, I really don't believe in being lucky anyway, but the reality is, if you don't have a client, it's assumed that you are not lucky for that time. Okay, so you might have a client that is willing to work with you on a long-term basis. Okay, and for you to have such clients, it means you are sure of a steady cash flow. But where you have a shortage of clients at any point in time, it simply means your cash flow will not be steady. And the last disadvantage that we'll be looking at as a con of freelancing is the possible isolation. If you are working alone, there is a possibility of isolation. Okay, that is common among freelancers who are working with individuals. That is, if you have a client who is just an individual, all right, you don't have the opportunity of working with a team. Therefore, you will be all on your own, working by yourself. And it is a disadvantage in that sense, because the advantage of working with a team is that you will be exposed to other skills and other people. But when you are all alone working for yourself, by yourself, it means everything will be on you. You don't have anybody to ask questions. You all have to do the research and everything by yourself. Okay, so this is a disadvantage. And alongside other disadvantages that have been listed, there are things that you may want to consider before you venture into the world of freelancing. Now, what are the different freelancing platforms that you can sign up on? Like I made mention of in the beginning of the training, I said one of the things that would be needed of you as a freelancer is that you will need to sign up on freelancing websites. Okay? And when we talk about freelancing websites, I need to bring this to our notice that there are freelancing websites that are basically on a national scale, and there are some that are on an international level. Okay? For instance, Nigeria has a freelancing platform, all right? And there are other freelancing platforms that are of more encompassing in the sense that they accommodate other people from different countries, okay? But the focus of this training will be on international platforms, not necessarily any Nigerian platform, all right? Because the goal is the dollars, not the naira. All right, so what are the different platforms? There are various freelancing websites that any intending freelancer can sign up on, all right? However, they do not all serve the same purpose or the same goal. And as such, it is advisable, okay, follow my mouse so that you know where I am. It is advisable that an intending freelancer should understudy a freelancing platform before signing up on them. Okay, it is very key. Just like I made mention that there are various freelancing platforms, okay, but all of them do not work alike. They do not serve the same purpose, even though the goal is virtually the same, which is to solve a problem with your skill. But their mode of operation is different, and the audience that they serve is also different. So you want to take your time to understand the particular freelancing platform that you are getting yourself into before you go ahead to sign up on them. All right. Now, while some freelance platforms are more encompassing, okay, serving diverse needs and skill sets, others are more generic to a particular skill set. What this simply means is that there are some freelancing platforms where you will find multiple kind of skills. That is, you can sign up on that freelancing platform as a graphics designer. You can sign up as a writer. You can sign up as a data entry specialist. You can sign up as a digital marketer. You can sign up as a customer service personnel, a representative. You can sign up as a virtual assistant. Okay. You can even sign up as a Discord manager, for instance. Okay. So this kind of freelancing platform, they accommodate different skills. It means different people come onto that platform to look for freelancers with different or diverse skill that can solve their problem. But as a contrast, there are also other freelancing platforms that are basically targeted to a particular skills or skill set. Okay, it means that there are, for instance, we'll be showing us some of them in the next few slides. There are some that are basically targeted to writers alone. Some are basically targeted to web designers alone. Okay, so for such kind of freelancing platform, you cannot go and sign up there as an accountant. It won't work for you because you will not find any accounting job there. So you want to be specific about what skill that you want to offer so that you know exactly what freelancing platform to sign up on. All right. So in the next slide, we would highlight few of these platforms to aid our freelancing journey. All right. So let's look at some of this platform. Now, the first kind of freelance platform that we'll be looking at is what I refer to as the general freelance platform. And what I mean by the general freelance platform, it means these are the kind of freelance platform that you would find different kind of people with different kind of skills. There is no specific skill that you can find here, but rather you will find all sort of skill. That is, they are not targeted rather to a particular skill set. The typical example is Upwork. Okay, we have Indeed, we have LinkedIn and LinkedIn Pro Finder. All right, some of us know and have registered on LinkedIn, but we may not even know that LinkedIn is a place where we can actually get jobs. All right, Fiverr is another freelancing platform. TopTal is another one. We also have We Work Remotely. Okay, it's a freelancing platform where you can actually go and sell your skill. We have Simply Hired. That is another freelancing platform you may want to consider. Another one is Guru. Guru is another freelancing platform that accommodates multiple skills. Freelancer.com is another one. This is mostly like the oldest of them all. Okay, social media platforms are also freelancing platforms. The good thing is many of us don't even know that people get jobs on Facebook almost on daily basis, even on Twitter, even on Instagram. All you need to do as a freelancer is sell yourself wherever you are. Let people know the kind of skill you have. Okay, let your social media handles speak more about your skill set. Are you a graphic designer? How many times have you posted your work as a graphic designer on your Facebook status or even on your WhatsApp status so that people get to know that you actually do designs? Or are you a web designer? Okay, how many people on your list actually see you or know you as a web designer? So I know a couple of persons who have gotten jobs as a writer, as a social media manager on Facebook. Okay, they have gotten their jobs on Facebook. They got their offer letter from Facebook, even on LinkedIn, even on Twitter, and so many other social media platforms like that. So social media platform is also a freelance platform. It all depends on how you are able to strategize and present or sell yourself to your audience. All right, and so on and so forth. That is for general freelance platform. Okay, now we look at generic freelance platforms. When we talk about generic freelance platforms, we are simply looking at those freelance platforms that are basically targeted to a particular skill set. First on the list is Design Heals. Design Heals is a freelance platform that is basically targeted to designers. They are meant for designers. And the designers here means graphics designers, web designers, and all sort of designers. Okay, so if you are not a designer or you do not fall into the category of designers, then you cannot sign up on Design Heals, because if you do, you will not find the kind of skill set that you need to sell on Design Heals. Another one is Behance. Behance is basically for creatives. Okay, when I mean creatives, I mean basically those who, in one way or the other, create content. It could be as designers, it could be as content writers, and so on and so forth. We also have Dribble. Dribble is also for designers. It's a freelancing platform for designers. People Per Hour is also a freelancing platform for designers. We have Angel Lists. These are freelancing platform for startup freelancers. Okay, these are like freelancing platforms that are targeted to new companies that are intending to start up. Usually companies that are less than 5 years. This is where you find most of them. And those kind of companies will look for entrepreneurs or freelancers who can journey with them as they grow. Okay, and it's a very good place to actually look for freelancing jobs that will take you on a long term. Because the good thing with this kind of places is that when you join them as they start up their company, and you journey with them as an employer in that company, you would eventually have a stake. You have a share in that company, so that if the company eventually blows or the company excels in what they do, it means you become a shareholder in that company that you have partook in. All right. So another one is 99 Designs. This is also a freelancing platform for designers. We have Design Crowd, also for designers. Some of you are already saying, is it only designers that have freelancing platform? No, there are other people or other freelancing platforms that are targeted to different skill sets. All right. We have Working Not Working. Okay, these names might sound funny, but they are freelancing platforms. Okay, this one is particularly also for designers. We have Webflow Experts. This one is specifically not just for designers, but for web designers. You see, targeted for web designers. We have Contenter. Contenter is for writers. Okay, so if you are not a writer, you cannot sign up here because you will not see any job that is tailored towards your own skill. We have Writer Access. This is also a freelance platform that is targeted to writers alone. All right. So there are so many of them. You could just take your time at your own free leisure or at your own leisure. Just browse the internet for different freelancing platforms, and you will see multiple freelance platforms. All right. So, furthermore, we want to look at the skills. Okay, what kind of jobs, what kind of skill sets can you offer as a freelancer? All right. So this is like an image that I got that somehow covers the category of various skills that you can offer as a freelancer. But these are not all the skills that you can offer as a freelancer. There are more of these, okay? But this is just like a summary of some of them. And if you look on my screen here, you will see that they are all under different categories. We have the web development category. We have the software development category. We have networking and information system. All right. We have writing and translation. This one here, many people don't even know that they can freelance as with a skill set that they have under this category. Okay. People who are gifted in technical writing, some are gifted in writing website content, some even write blog articles, okay, copywriting, and other forms of writing, translation, creative writing, even proofreading, okay, editing of work. These are things that you can offer, or skills that you can offer as a freelancer. All right. We also have the category of administrative support. You can offer the skill of data entry. You can even be a personal assistant, okay, particularly a virtual assistant to anybody as a freelancer. Okay. Web research is a skill. All of them under administrative support. All right. We also have transcription. All right. It's a skill set under administrative support, which you can offer as a freelancer. Another category of freelancing is design and multimedia. All right. Another one is customer service. This one is like the most common skill set that you will find in freelancing. You can either be a customer service and support agent. You can be a technical support personnel. You can even be a phone support. This one is even very, I know a lot of people doing this one. All they do is to help businesses answer phone calls. All right. And they get paid per hour. All right. So others include customer service representative, order processing, procurement and logistics, and the rest of them. All right. Even sales and marketing, is another category of freelancing that you can or may want to consider. All right. Business and business services is also another one. Here we have accounting, HR and payroll, finance services and planning, payment processing, legal, that is for lawyers, project management, and so on and so forth. So if you check your internet, Google particularly, you would see a lot of these skills. All right. So you are not limited. And this is what I was talking about, that you can actually diversify as a freelancer. As a freelancer, you can have the skill of a web designer and still have a creative writing skill, okay? And even still be able to, offer technical support. And you're doing these 3 jobs at the same time for different clients, and you're making your cool money from wherever it is that you are. You can even, bid for many of these jobs, get the job offer, and look for people, freelancers like yourself, who you would give this work to, They do the job, deliver it to you, you deliver it to your client, and you get paid, and you give them a token, and everybody is happy. All right. So do not limit yourself to one particular method or mode of operation in freelancing. And because of time, we're not be able to look at most of the skill set that we have here. So let's quickly proceed. All right. So one thing I encourage a lot on freelancing is that you must consistently develop your skill. Okay. I spoke here not so long that you can diversify as a freelancer. But of course, you know that for you to diversify as a freelancer, it means you must learn new skills. Okay? If all you do as a freelancer for now is to offer phone support service, all right, you can take your time as you're doing this job. You can take your time and start learning other things like technical writing, okay, or even creative writing, or even web design, okay, so that when you perfect this skill eventually, you can now begin to look for jobs around this skill to add to this one you're already doing. And that is how you can actually diversify to as many skills as you can or as you want as a freelancer. All right. But then how do we learn these skills? Because many of us may even say we don't have a skill. All right. So what I'll be showing us here is how we can learn a skill and get certified at little or no cost. This is like the bonus. We are gradually coming to the end of this training. Okay. So this is the bonus I promised earlier this morning that I'll be giving to us. How can you learn a skill and get certified at little or no cost? All right. As a freelancer, one of the factors that would keep you in business for long is continual education. In fact, the moment you stop educating yourself, because every day, every time, every minute, every hour, new trends happen in your industry. And the only way to keep yourself up to date is by educating yourself, okay? Because the moment a client asks you to do or deliver on a particular task and you are not able to do that, probably because you are working with a skill, you know, like our Nigerian universities, most of our lecturers here, they teach the same topic, okay, that they have been teaching our grandfathers for years. And even our unborn children will still be taught with the same curriculum or curricula, as the case may be. It doesn't work like that in freelancing. In freelancing, you must always update your knowledge and your skill. Okay, so as a freelancer, you must continue to update your knowledge of your skill or build up a new skill, which is also highly recommended. Where possible, get certified. All right. One of the benefits that I have experienced so far in freelancing that has gotten me the kind of job that I am doing presently is that I do not only go to develop my skill, but I take my time to enroll for certificate programs. Okay. So that at the end of learning that skill, I get an internationally recognized certificate so that I can attach it to my CV or even use it as a proposal to whichever client that I want to propose a job to. Okay, so there are various online learning platforms that can help us achieve this. That is, various online learning platforms where you can actually learn a skill and get certified on that skill. One of them is LinkedIn Learning. Okay, another one is Coursera. All right, another one is YouTube. Another is Udemy. Okay, we have EDX and so many others. All right, even HubSpot. Many of them offer free certification courses that you can actually take up today and in the next 2 weeks or even 1 month. In fact, for LinkedIn Learning, just this January alone, in my masterclass, I was able to show a lot of persons how they could actually get certified in a new skill set that they have chosen. And in the space of 1 week, I had a woman who has been a teacher for 20 years. I'm not exaggerating. And she said she wanted to liberate herself with freelancing. So it was a journey that I had to go with them and her in particular. So I showed them how to get certified, because you discover that for some of us, especially graduates, who have graduated for the past how many years, we have not had any other certificates since then. So this is an avenue for you to update a skill or your skill and learn something new so that you can use it to update your knowledge and eventually update your CV. Okay, so this woman, in the space of a week, she was able to acquire as much as 10 certificates in 1 week, and it was impressive for her. She was excited because it was something that ordinarily a teaching job would not have helped her to do. So today, I'll be showing us in a quick view how we can learn on LinkedIn Learning. Okay, with LinkedIn Learning, I want to show us this, even though it's not supposed to be part of this class. It's actually a master class, but I'm giving it out to everybody as a bonus, so that if you say you do not have a skill, you can begin this night, immediately after this course, immediately after this class, you can begin to learn a new skill for yourself and give yourself a target of 1 week. And if you're consistent with it, you can get, like the woman I just described, you can get as many certificates as you want to. All right. The only thing it will cost you is your data. All right. So let's quickly jump in and see how we can do that. So how can we learn via LinkedIn Learning? All right. How can we learn via LinkedIn Learning? How can we learn a new skill via LinkedIn Learning? The first thing you want to do is to head over to LinkedIn Learning. Okay. Mind you, LinkedIn as an organization is the owner of LinkedIn Learning. Okay, and LinkedIn Learning was formerly another platform referred to as lynda.com. For some of us who are conversant with learning online, you must have come across the platform called lynda.com. Okay, lynda.com was metamorphosed into what is referred today to as LinkedIn Learning. Okay, it has metamorphosed into LinkedIn Learning. So LinkedIn Learning is a place where you can actually learn any skill of your choice. All right, so how do you go about it? You type on your Google, type LinkedIn Learning, sign up. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, in fact, I am using this class to tell you categorically that if you do not have a LinkedIn account, you are losing out big time. Okay, because a lot of opportunities exist on LinkedIn that you need to know about. And the only way you can get to know about these skills or these opportunities is by registering or signing up on LinkedIn. And the good thing is to sign up on LinkedIn is entirely free. Okay, this is not an advert. It is just exposing you to opportunities that are abound. Even as a freelancer, you can look out for job opportunities on LinkedIn. All right, so sign up on your LinkedIn or on your LinkedIn Learning, as the case may be. Activate your monthly subscription. Now, this is where I meant, or this is where I was referring to when I meant that you could get certified at little or no cost. With as low as 200 naira, which is not even up to your money for shawarma or the money you spend on data per month. Okay, with as low as 200 naira, you can acquire as much or as many as 20 certificates in a month on LinkedIn with just 200 naira. You see how little that money is compared to what you get to benefit on LinkedIn Learning. Okay, so with your monthly subscription, your first month will be free. I will quickly show us how to go about that in a few minutes to come. Your first month will be free. You want to plug in your card details. Okay, plug in your card details to the LinkedIn Learning and then start learning the skill that you want to use as a freelancer immediately. Okay, start learning the skill, and at the end of your learning, you will take an exam or a test. Okay, trust me, these exams are very simple. Even a primary 6 who watches the video, because the videos are very simplified, and I'm not exaggerating, even a primary 6 student who watches that video will do this exam and pass them. So imagine many of us who are above 16, 18, even in our 20s and 30s. Trust me, you can do this, take these courses, take this exam, and get your certificate. All right? And then you can also download your certificate and publish them. Okay? You can download the certificate and publish them. You can even laminate them if you want to, or even hang them in your houses or your rooms. Okay? But what I'm trying to refer to is that for every certificate that you get on LinkedIn, it can help you to boost your CV. That is a good thing about these certificates. All right, so let's quickly head over to the LinkedIn Learning app and see how we can get this done. Okay. All right, so I'll be opening a new tab now. I'll be opening a new tab and see what we can do. Can you still see my screen? Can you still see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Somebody confirm that you can see.
Yes, we can.
Yes, you can see it.
All right, great. All right, great. So to begin learning on LinkedIn learning, simply head over to your Google and type learning. Okay? Type in LinkedIn learning and then you open it up. Click on enter and allow it to load. Okay? So you head over to the first option you get in your result, which is LinkedIn Learning. You click on LinkedIn Learning, and then you will be required to sign up. Okay? You'll be required to sign up. Now, for me, I am already a user of LinkedIn Learning. Okay? So for you who may be starting out for the first time on this, okay? If you're starting out for the first time, you'll be required to sign up. So what I would advise you do, instead of coming through this method, I would advise you type LinkedIn Learning sign up, okay, to make it easier for you. LinkedIn Learning sign up, and then it can take you over to your LinkedIn Learning. So you see welcome to LinkedIn Learning. You click on that. All right, so right here, you will be asked, this is not really the platform where you will be taken to, but because I've already signed up, that is why it's bringing up this. Let me see if I can find the sign up option. Please mute your mic, so that we don't go back and forth. Mute your mic, please. It's still taking me here. Okay, so let me go through this method. All right, so oh no, not this. This is my LinkedIn profile. What I need is LinkedIn Learning. Platform that the exact interface that you would see, but unfortunately I'm already signed into my own LinkedIn Learning, so it's very difficult to call that up. It's LinkedIn Learning. See. Oh. I might need to sign out so that I can get access to the LinkedIn Learning. So sorry about this. I just don't want to sign out, but I just don't have a choice now. So let me just sign out so that I'll show us LinkedIn Learning. Let me sign out so I'll show us what exactly it looks like. All right, so this is what it looks like, okay? This is a platform you get to see. I hope you're still with me. This is what you get to see. I hope we're still together, or am I speaking to myself?
Well, sir.
All right. Okay, so this is what you get to see when you want to sign up on your LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning is quite different from LinkedIn.com. LinkedIn is a social media, okay? While LinkedIn Learning is owned by LinkedIn, but it is the learning arm of LinkedIn. So this is how you start up. Once you are here, linkedin.com/learning. That is the URL. Once you are here, you click on Start My Free Month or Start Free Trial. But for me, I have used up my free trial, so it might not want to work for me. But for you, you want to start your free month, you click on Start My Free Month, and then this is what you get to see. Don't be alarmed, all right? Now, what I want you to do is try for free, okay? You can see start your first free month. Let's go back to that place. Anyway, without wasting time, what I need to understand is you will be required to sign up, okay? If you are new, to ask you to join now. So you want to click on join now and then create your account. The easy way to go about this is simply to use your Google account to sign up. So here you will see something like sign in with Google. All right. So you create your account and then you agree and then you join. Okay. Once you have joined, you would simply be taken to an interface where you would see that you have been logged into your LinkedIn Learning. All right. So what I'll just do now is I will log into my LinkedIn Learning and show us how to go about this. Okay. So in case you are brought here, sorry about these pop-ups. In case you are brought to this kind of place, just go back here then and type linkedin.com/learning. But this might not be where you'll be brought to. But because I have a LinkedIn account, that is why it's juggling between these two. Okay. So this is what you will see. Don't mind my interface. I have exhausted my free trial, so it's asking me to reactivate. All right. So in your case, you might be asked to put in your card details. If you're asked to put in your card details, don't be afraid. Put in the card details. This is something I have done, and this is something I have taught others to do. Okay. So it is not something new. Put in your card details. The most that would be deducted from your card is 200 naira. And trust me when I say that the value you will get from LinkedIn Learning for the whole of that month will be more than what you have been charged. Meanwhile, after that 200 naira has been charged, you are entitled to 1 full month of free trial. Now, this is a caveat. If you are not ready for this, don't activate your card yet. Okay? Wait until you are ready for it. Because as soon as you activate your card, as soon as you begin your free trial, it begins to read and you will never be entitled to another free trial again. So you want to make sure that as soon as your free trial starts counting, you maximize that opportunity and gather as many certificates as possible, which you would use as a freelancer when you want to start bidding for jobs, and which you can also use to update your skill set via your CV. Okay, so once you have activated your LinkedIn Learning with your card, for some of us, you might be told that your card was declined. Please check with your bank to be sure that your card was activated for internet service. Okay, but in most cases, MasterCards are accepted. All right, so put in your card details, and then you will be shown a series of topics that you can learn from. So you can just head over here and type any skill of your choice. You want to be a social media manager, for instance, just go to the search option here and type social media, and you will see multiple skills. You can see different skills here, but there's something I want to show you, which I hope you will stick to as an instruction in this training. You head over to social media or whatever skill it is you want and type the name of the skill, even if it is data entry or accounting or cloud computing. Let's even use a sophisticated skill. Let's say cloud computing, for instance, or graphics design. Let's say graphics design. Okay, you say graphics design. Fine, and then we enter. Either you click on enter on your keyboard or your phone, or you click on search option here. Okay, mind you, I am on a system. Okay, I am on a system. That is why you're seeing this like this. If you are using your phone, you have to either go through your browser. If you want your phone to look like my system, open your browser settings and change the settings from mobile view to desktop view, so that you can have this kind of view on your phone. Or simply head over to your Play Store if you're using an Android phone, or your App Store if you're using an iPhone, and download LinkedIn Learning app. Okay, once you download the LinkedIn Learning app, you would have access to something like this. All right, so once you are on this interface, what I want you to do, because if you look at these courses here, you see these are graphic design courses, and it is for 3 minutes 27 seconds. This is not a full program. What I want you all in this training to do is to take a full program. Okay, and this is how I want you to go about taking full programs for every skill that you want to take. What do? Come over here, you see the language is English. Leave it the way it is. Head over to type. Under type, click on it. You are given this option: courses, video, audio, and learning path. Choose learning path. When you've chosen learning path, click on show results and see what happens. The learning path will now bring together all the videos that have been splitted to different courses. Okay, it will bring together all these videos so that it will look like you are taking a full course on graphics design based on our choice here. Okay, our choice here is graphics design, for instance. So when you choose a learning path, you see it has changed from courses, it has changed to learning path. So when you choose a learning path, it will guide you through a systematic course, a full course, so that once you take that full course, you can see, unlike the other one that was just 3 minutes 7 seconds or thereabout, this one is 26 hours. This is like it will take you a full day and some hours, and about 4 hours or thereabout, or 2 hours rather, because a full day is 24 hours plus 2 hours, you are done. Of course, you don't want to take this for a full day, so you can split it up. You can say in a week, you can dedicate 3-4 hours every day to learn this skill or whatever skill you have chosen. And then by the end of that week, you have your certificate for free, because 200 cannot buy you a certificate online. Okay, so this is how you learn a new skill, which you would hopefully use as a freelancer. All right, so once you open up the learning path, any one of your choice, you will see the different courses that makes up that particular skill. So you see, this skill here is become a graphic designer, and then you can see the different courses that makes up the skill. What is graphic design? Graphic design careers, first step. Okay, and then it takes you through various videos, such that at the end of the video, you can see the different people that taught these courses. About 8 of them, even 9. Okay, so you can see the beauty of learning from 9 different graphic design instructors. And at the end, the good thing with using a learning path to learn is this. For each video that you watch, you are entitled to a certificate at the end. Okay, so in this case, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 videos. Okay, some of them are just very few, 1 hour. Some of them are 35 minutes. Okay, like this one at the top here is just 2 minutes. Okay, so imagine taking a 2 minutes course and you say you're a graphic designer. It doesn't work that way. So you want to take a full course on graphic design. All right, so at the end of this course, you would have about 9, or how many did you just count? About 9 certificates plus an extra overall certificate of completion, which makes it 10 certificates just on graphic design alone. Okay, so by the end of this, you can then say that you have actually taken a full course on what it takes to be a graphic designer. All right, so that when you want to begin to apply or bid for jobs of a graphic designer on the various online freelance platforms, you can then submit this certificate. And you know, for these white guys, they respect you when you have your certificate to back up your claim, because they will not only see you as somebody who is just being praising himself by the virtue of having a skill, but you have gone as far as getting certified on this skill. All right, so this is how you could actually go ahead, even if you want to immediately after this class, to start up taking courses. Another thing I quickly want to show us is, as soon as you activate your card on LinkedIn Learning, please deactivate it. Do not be afraid. If you deactivate your card, you are still entitled to your 1 month of free learning. Okay? But the reason why I asked you to deactivate it is so that you will not forget to do so, because once your free trial is exhausted, you will be charged. Your card will be charged, and you don't want to experience that. So how do you deactivate your card? You head over to this here. If you do not have a LinkedIn account, mind you, I told us LinkedIn Learning is different from LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, you might not see this. What you just see here is me. Okay? Click on this me and head over to settings. This is how you deactivate your card. You head over to your account type. Here, once you are here, you see manage your account. Once you're here, you will see something like deactivate subscription. Okay, if you don't see this, then scroll further down, you will see something like subscription. All right, if you don't see this, you will see subscription. Either ways, the goal is to deactivate your card so that only that 200, some of you will be lucky, you might not even get debited at all, even after activating your card. But the goal is deactivate your card and continue your learning for the next 1 month. So with this, I am hoping that by the end of this month, hopefully, and like I said, this is just a section of your masterclass, all right? And there are so many other things that you still need to learn about how to sign up. I have just shown you different platforms which you can actually take your initiative and start signing up on them if you want to, okay? Pending when the masterclass will be announced. But right now, this is just a section of a masterclass, and I'm sure that with this that you have learned, you can actually begin your journey as a freelancer, or you could take the time to wait until the masterclass is announced. So because of time, I'll be stopping or ending this session here, and then I'll be taking a few questions. All right, I'll be taking a few questions, and at exactly 9:30, I would end the session. All right, so this will be the end of the class. Let's get some questions. If you have any question, kindly ask your question. If there are none, then it means that we would call it a night and bid ourselves farewell. For the record, I am presently recording this session. So if you joined late, I'll provide the recording. Okay, I'll provide the recording to us. Of course, all these things is data consuming, all right? But I'll take the pain of providing the record and hopefully share the link to where you can rewatch this session. All right, so if you joined late, if you're joining us just some minutes ago, do not be worried. I'll provide the recording so that you can watch it later at your own free time. All right, so the floor is open for questions. Let's hear some questions from you. If there are none, then I will assume that you understood everything, and then we'll end the session.
Moderator, please.
Sorry?
Thank you for the lectures.
You're
Is it
welcome.
only LinkedIn Learning that we can learn free certificate?
No. I already showed us not only LinkedIn Learning.
So,
I showed us multiple places where you can learn different skills. Okay, I told us you can learn on LinkedIn Learning, you can learn on Coursera, even on YouTube. Many of us don't even know that we can learn on YouTube. But the disadvantage of learning on YouTube is that you cannot get a certificate on YouTube. Okay, you can't get a certificate on YouTube. But Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, EDX, and even HubSpot, these are places you can learn. Okay, but for many of them, you may not be allowed to learn for free. All right. Like I said, this is just, we are working with time, and I don't want to make this class or this training too lengthy for us.
EDX.
It seems I can't hear you clearly. Are you still speaking?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead, I can hear you. Mr. Jeremiah? All right, any other person with a question before we end the session? Is it my network, or is it that there is no question? Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so that means there are no questions to be taken, I suppose.
The class was so detailed and self-explanatory, so no question from my end.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. To that effect, then, I would be ending the session, and hopefully, if a masterclass time will be communicated to us. In the masterclass, let's just show us some of the things that we'll be learning in the masterclass to bear in mind. These are some of the things that we'll be learning in the masterclass. In the masterclass, we would see, we'll learn this, okay? We'll introduce us again to freelancing from the beginning. We'll show us how to get certified on a skill at little or no cost. But this time around in the masterclass, we would also expand to other platforms, which we could not cover tonight because of time. We'd also get to see the common skills that we can start your freelancing journey with almost immediately. Okay, but that at the end of the masterclass, you can already begin to apply for freelancing jobs. And we'll see practical navigations of some CRM and communication tools. Okay, we'll also teach us basic CV or resume writing for freelancing gigs. Okay, because some of the jobs you'll be applying to as a freelancer will require you to submit your CV. So there, and for some of us, we usually are fond of using one CV to apply for all the jobs that we have ever applied for. That is a bad way to apply for job. It's a bad method. Okay, so in the masterclass, we'll show us basic ways to write CV by ourselves, so that you don't need to pay somebody to teach you or to write your CV for you. We might also be looking at portfolio creation. All right, we'll see how to craft a winning proposal and how to write a cover letter for freelancing gigs. Because for some freelancing platform, you need to submit a proposal, and proposal consists of your cover letter, your CV, and the rest of them. All right, even a portfolio. We'll also see how to create an Upwork account from start to finish, and how to create an Indeed account. Indeed is another freelancing platform that we spoke about, but we couldn't cover any of this because of time. And as a bonus, we will be showing us, because from experience working with clients outside Nigeria, some of them will need me to communicate with US citizens. Okay, and of course, to call from Nigeria with your Nigerian phone number, you will spend a lot. So in the masterclass, we're showing us how you can actually own a foreign phone number. Presently, I have a US number, even though I'm in Nigeria, and I could communicate with clients in the US on that number without actually needing to buy any MTN card or whatever it is. And we'll also be showing us how to create a PayPal and Payoneer account. Of course, for some of us, we know that PayPal in Nigeria does not work. The only PayPal that works in Nigeria allows you to send money, but you cannot receive money. Of course, you don't want that. You need a PayPal that can send and receive money even while you're in Nigeria. So this is needful, because if you are working as a freelancer who is earning in a foreign currency, you need this kind of payment platform so that you could receive your payments with them. So we'll be showing us all these things in the masterclass when the date is announced. Of course, when the date is ready, we'll pass the information across to us via the learning room. So I guess this will be all for tonight, since there are no questions. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me in this brief training. And I am hoping, I'll really be happy if by Wednesday, people who have attended this training begin to post some of the certificates that they are getting from LinkedIn. I will be glad, and I will know that truly you are implementing what you have learned. So please and please, do not let this knowledge go to waste. I need you to go on LinkedIn. If you don't have an account, sign up on LinkedIn. I also would like you to begin learning a skill, okay? Because that is the way to go as far as freelancing is concerned. So thank you once again for joining me. Marcelino by name, and right about now, I will be ending this session. You have a wonderful night rest.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.